Hey guys, this is Noogatti, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 5 tips for Kensei and how to win more duels with this badass samurai warrior. Often with Kensei you have more range on your opponent, but that's not always the case, so understand which characters you have more range on and which you don't. For example, a character like Nobushi, who I believe has the most range in the game, when going up against her, remember to dodge backwards and match her guard every single time. Another character who I find myself having trouble against often is the Valkyrie. Because of her range and her shield, it makes it really hard to get hits off and really punching. For instance, if you dive in with an RT, she's just going to hit you sideways, and her combos are extremely hard to block and dodge. The best way to counter the Valkyrie is by using your guard break. Simply tap X and then get one RT over the head swing, side swing, whatever your choice is. Tip number 2 is to use Kensei's heavy attacks primarily. The reason he uses heavy attacks is because of the damage output and because of his time to swing. Even though his light attacks are extremely fast, the damage isn't worth it, unless you want to sneeze on the enemy till they die. If you're going to do that, the Orochi Samurai would be overall a better option for that sort of playstyle. Tip number 3, which in my opinion is the most important tip, would be to learn Kensei's most basic combo. While not having the most powerful combos, all of Kensei's combos are very easy to learn and very heavy in damage. Kensei's first combo is so simple, even your brain-dead friend who calls you a weeaboo scum for being a samurai could do it. The combo at its core is 3 heavy attacks in a row, which again is very simple, but perhaps what your brain-dead friend cannot do is learn how to trick your opponents into thinking you're performing the deadly combo, but then actually canceling and swiping them in half from the left or the right. Even though that may be sometimes difficult to pull off, it's very rewarding and can give you a victory against even the most hardened opponents. Another way to perform this combo is by guard breaking twice and then hitting RT, or heavy attacking. That combo isn't extremely useful, but when it is used, it can be very deadly. This combo is so deadly because when it is used near the edge of a cliff, it pushes them back no matter what, because either way they're dodging or they're parrying, and when you parry, it pushes them back a little bit, and when they're pushed back a little bit near the edge of a cliff, bye bye. The final useful combo I want to talk about with Kensei is the guard break, the light attack, and then the heavy attack. When the combo is performed in that specific order, you stun the enemy, do a fast helmet poke, and then an unblockable heavy attack that strikes your opponent down where they stand. Tip number 4 has to do with guard breaking, primarily the grasping pounce. This chain may not seem that useful, but when your opponent is low health, they often won't risk an attack whilst you are sliding forward and will fall for the guard break. Even if your opponent isn't low, this is often what I use against conservative opponents. By conservative, I mean a person who is averse to change and holds to traditional values and attitudes, typically in relation to politics. Just kidding. By conservative, I actually mean someone who blocks all of your attacks, then waits for you to run out of stamina, and then goes on the offensive. The reason this works well against conservative opponents is because it breaks their guard. Tip number 5 is all about your executions. Remember after every successful duel to always perform your executions. If for some reason you don't get that execution off, always guard your fallen foe so the enemy doesn't get a cheeky revive off, making it a 1v2. Another way of performing an execution is by pushing your opponent off the cliff. To do this, simply guard break twice and push your opponent towards the edge of the cliff and listen to their horrified screams as you stand there feeling ashamed and dishonorable. That about sums up my top 5 tips for playing Kensei. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the corresponding button below and share it with your friends. Have a good one and take it easy.
Spaceship.